All right, guys, welcome in to another 164 NASCAR custom diecast video. My name is Doug Mount, and I am working this number 51 Garrett Smithley Nurtec ODT. This is for you, Mr. William, and getting ready to put the final set of decals on the right side of the vehicle. As you can see so far, it's coming out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. It's a fairly basic car to make, relatively simple and straightforward. It's, it's a black car. It's a black Chevy Camaro ZL1, and some of the interesting pieces of this, the trunk lid is a little bit big, just a little bit, not too bad. Everything fits nicely here on the roof, but yeah, it's relatively simple to make. And so I encourage you guys, if you're up for giving your hand a shot at making a custom diecast car, then this one's not a bad one to try. Some of these that have the basic black base color can be, I don't want to say easy, but it's probably some of the easiest cars to make, because you just paint the car black and then you trim out the decals and lay them on. So yeah, you've got to watch. Some of these are have white edges to them, and so you can't trim too close, right? Because you might cut through some of the decal. But all in all, it's relatively straightforward. So really, if you go on the Pato's website and you see some cars that have just a basic black background color, this is it's relatively easy to do. So all right, so I've got these decals here already cut out, sitting in water for a little while, so they're ready to be lifted and brought on to this car. So let me grab it the way I want to grab it here, and I'll show you how that's going. Pato has a newer style decal. It's a little bit sharper of a decal, and but one thing I've noticed, it's a little bit harder to lift off of the paper. It doesn't just kind of smoothly come right off. So that's one thing that you kind of have to work with, I guess. And this one is being a pain. There we go. And this is why I like water slide decals over the stickers. You can kind of, move them around. Very easy to move around. Sure, with the stickers you can get some, I think they recommend maybe some water with a little soap in it that you can put down on the car, and then you can slide the sticker around a little bit, and then you kind of squeegee out the water. Yeah, but I like these decals. These are my favorite ones to work with. I think they give a nice smooth finish, more of a painted on look than what the stickers give, because the stickers are a little thicker. So, but to each their own. To each their own. Like I've said before, once you use the stickers, you can kind of go right at sealing them, right? You don't have to wait for them to dry so much like you do with the water slides. But what I'm kind of trying to do here is just kind of get the the water out from behind there. There's some curves and things that I'm trying to get the decal to lay flat. So just trying to get the water out, so that when it dries, it doesn't give me any bubbles. I've got a little mark right there, that 51, that 5 there, right there. Sometimes the painted surface isn't 100%, smooth, and you kind of have to carefully work it because you don't want to rip the decal, right? So this little kind of comes up a little bit on the window. But obviously got to have your fingers clean, so I wash my hands, you know, before working with this. You got to get those oils off of your hands. Do I say that enough in my videos? I think I do. Oh, fuzzy there. It's pretty good. All right. Yeah, so his older style, they kind of very easily come off, but it takes a little bit of extra effort to kind of get these off. They tend to adhere to the backing a little bit longer. Nurtec ODT. And so what I try to do here, right, with these pieces, try to make sure that they line up on the sides here. Make sure that they're symmetrical. I really like doing these paint schemes. It's just, you know, it's just so awesome with NASCAR and the ability to honor people, right? And to do it in such a cool way with a paint scheme. You know, to honor families, to honor those that gave their lives in 9/11. You know, to honor the military, to honor, you know, these people that strive for the freedoms, to keep the freedoms of our country. And it's just awesome, right? Does any other sport do that? Where they are able to, in such a graphic way, right? Literally graphic way, honor people, honor institutions. You know, it's just terrific. And then to be able to make these little cool cars that you can't buy. You know, you can't buy this. Lionel would never produce this car. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't expect Lionel to produce this car. And so to be able to get it custom made, add it to your collection is just awesome. Just awesome. I love being able to do that. And that's what this channel is all about. I mean, people ask me, hey, you know, where can I get this? Where can I get? This is what I do. This is the joy of making something that, you know, few, if any, have, and be able to add it to your collection is just so cool. Come on. Garrett Smithley. And that's it. I got some decals there for the other car. I'll show you guys in a minute, but Rick Ware Racing. Yeah, trying to squeeze a little bit of the water out, right? It dries quicker. And then it dries smoother, right? If you leave it in there without pushing the water out, your decal may dry a little crooked, let's say. And I see a little fuzzy inside this window. I'm going to see if I can get it. It's one nice thing about these little applicators is you can kind of do this. Okay, well at least I moved it off from right behind the window. So yeah, so that's that. let this dry, and then I can start sealing it. The other one I've got going is this J.J. Yaley, Rick Ware Racing, Neurotech ODT. And yeah, I think these decals are ready to be lifted and put on here. Come on. This particular design does not have wording back here. So usually when I'm doing that, I like to start with whatever goes back here if there's wording, and then put the number in place. But since there's no wording, we'll go right to the number, and we shall try to get it as centered as possible here. Let's see. That looks pretty good. This one's also going to Mr. William because, and I'll show you here in a minute what's in my box that's right there. I originally intended to make one of these for Mr. Joey, but I had forgotten that he had wanted the Diecast chassis donor car, or as a Diecast chassis. You can see when I push my thumb on that how much water comes out. Well, maybe you can see. I can see. Okay. Yeah, look at that. That lines up pretty good. Sometimes the decal from Mr. Pato is not angled as much. Doesn't have the curve that it should. And this one's pretty good. Yeah, this is the decals here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the hood decal, and yeah, that'll be a little bit fun. I'll probably work on putting this on first, the side decals on first, and then you see where the white and the yellow come up. At that point, I'll see how it lines up with this white and yellow that's on here, that's on the hood. And just try to get that to line up. Yeah, that'll be for another day. Or later today, maybe. And we got this little fuel door that I was going to go ahead and put in place right now. So we got American Ethanol. And now given where this is, I'll be able to just kind of move this back a little bit. There's not an indentation on the car. So you just kind of put it wherever you think it goes. That's about right. And then on this one, you can see the lower skirt here is black, and so what I did was I painted the bottom there black, that black side skirt there on the bottom on both sides, So, yeah. So that's ready to go. All right. What do I got in the box here? Let me show you. So all I did was basically take the label, the shipping label off. But if I can get this open. There we are. The Diecast chassis. Diecast body and chassis. For Ganassi Racing. Yeah, and then I did a Harvick one. So what I got here, this will be for the Joey, this will be for you. As I make this JJ Yaley as a diecast chassis. Come on. It's not opening very well. That's really tight. Wow. I don't remember it being that tight. You can see it ripped it a little bit right there. And as you guys have seen these before, you got your rubber tires and your metal chassis across the bottom here. So, yeah. You know, that's one thing that I wish they did a little bit better. But you can see where it says Chastain, but these are white. Why wouldn't they just color them gold, right? Why wouldn't they just do that? I mean, if you're doing an upscale car, I don't know why you cut that short. But anyways, it is what it is. And then here's the Kevin Harvick one. And as you might guess, what would I do with a Kevin Harvick diecast chassis car? Well, this is a Jimmy Jones. What I'm going to do with this, if I can get this out, wow, without ripping it. Is a Kevin Harvick diecast body and chassis grave digger. That's what I'm going to do with this. So, yeah, I think that'll be cool. Put that right back in this box and make a grave digger special Mustang. So, yeah, again, you know, Ford logo. Why is there not blue? I don't understand. I don't get that. You're going to make a really nice car, right? With the metal chassis, the rubber tires. Why not just, you know, trick it out just another step, right? Just, to me, that's just another, I don't know what else you could do outside of detailing the interior, right? Making it a hood open. That's probably going too far in this day and age, but just print that blue. Just put the color and you match that up nice with what was driven on the track. To me, that would just be another little thing, but to me it would be a nice icing on the cake for these diecast chassis. But oh well, it is what it is. I don't tell Lionel what to do. I can only offer my criticism of what they do. So yeah. But yeah, Joey, get that started for you today, and as you can see, I kind of got it ready, right? I got that ready here, with the spot ready to go. Mr. Nick, I've got your truck here, and your other request for the John Hunter Nemechek Xfinity car. And then I've got another Nick P. Gonna knock out a few of these that you've asked for, that I have actual decals for already. I am waiting for decals to come in from Mr. Pato, but these I have in stock. So since they're on your list, I'll go ahead and start making them. This, Ricky Stenhouse Kroger 2020, as well as the Godel of Kraus Grala, and then this beard oil of Noah Gragson. So yeah, I've got those three for you to do, and I'll put that somewhere. But yep, that's what's going on there. So one other thing, a last thing really. So as I've done the JB Weld, I was showing you guys. I did some painting. Well, I stripped some cars and did some painting, and then I showed in my video, my last video, was that I was doing the JB Weld. So once I get the JB Weld done, right, and I've got these cars that have the gloss paint, they're dried up, they're ready to go. I can start decaling these things right away. But for these that I've been painting white and trying to get the brightest white on these are cars that need a coat of sealer or two, because these have a flat finish to them. And what I've learned is it's best to decal a car, a body that has a glossy finish to it. It doesn't have to be super glossy, but just a glossy finish. So when you lay the decals over top of it, it's nice and it's smoother. And if you have any clear decal that goes over it, it doesn't have like a little haze to it on the back end, right? So if you, like, for example, if I were to cut out this 37, I'm going to have a little bit of the clear decal here and probably in between the 3 and the 7. And if I were to lay that down here, it's going to show, the matte finish is going to show behind there, and it's going to be different after I get it all finished and done, and I've coated it with multiple coats of clear sealer. That little area is going to have a little bit different haze to it than the rest of the car, because right, that matte finish is going to show through. And so what I try to do is put a coat of clear sealer on these things, and then I let that dry, and then I'll go to town with the decals. So yeah, that's kind of what I do, and I'll just show you. It's not that hard, but it's just a step that I think makes it that much better of a custom. When you're done. You can see I got like a little, not my best, I got a little white paint that bubbled up there. So the good thing about that is it'll be covered by the decal. So, but also when doing this, you want to make sure, and the whites are the worst from this perspective, that you can see the little fuzzies. Yeah, you can see that right there. I don't know if you can, but there's a fuzzy right here. It just showed up like almost on cue. And yeah, it's amazing, what's in the air as you're working these cars and you're putting the clear sealer on it, especially the white ones. You find little tiny specks of stuff. And I've got some glasses that are kind of like magnifying glasses that I can see things really well, really close up. And that's kind of it's nice, but then again sometimes it's not so nice, because you see stuff that maybe the naked eye doesn't see, and you see the little imperfections that again the naked eye might not see. But, that's what I'm after. I'm after trying to make the best diecast possible, and being able to see those little pieces help me to, take corrective action, let's just say. Yeah, I grew up, I remember, I think it was like 6th grade is when I got glasses, because I couldn't see the chalkboard anymore from the back of the classroom, right? And I remember, having to, copy notes off of my neighbor that was back there with me, because I couldn't see the board. And they're like, why don't you just go get your eyes checked and get glasses? But one of the things that I got done, this was a number of years ago, but I had LASIK surgery. And it was very funny, because after the LASIK surgery, I was just amazed at what I could see, right? They say, hey, you can go home and, that night or the next day you could sit on a couch and watch TV without any corrective, vision. And how right they were. But one of the things that I noticed, and this is maybe a little too much, but so I remember then taking a shower. And it was nice to be able to wake up, right? And wake up and just, I don't have to put my glasses on. I could just, boom, jump in the shower, right? And I remember getting in the shower. I was like, wait a minute. Man, is this shower dirty? Because before, I never showered with my glasses on, right? So I was like, wait a minute. I didn't know how dirty this shower was. And so went ahead and embarked on, getting the shower cleaned up. And, and it was just funny. The things that you didn't see, didn't know, now become, with the corrective vision, now you can see a lot better and be able to, recognize things a little bit better than before. And so kind of the same thing with these glasses that I'm using and working this hobby. So yeah, LASIK surgery, man, I think I spent, what was it? It wasn't $2,000. I mean, it's going to vary for everybody, right? Because you go in, you get your eyes examined and all this stuff, right? But I remember it was less than $2,000 for both eyes to get the LASIK surgery. And, yeah, that was probably the best $2,000 I ever spent. I mean, I loved it. That was great for playing sports, for just everything. Just general life improvement, daily life was just so much more of a blessing. Driving, everything. No more need for glasses. So I don't know if you guys are in that boat. I recommend it. Definitely recommend it. I think they recommend being like in your mid-20s, so your eyes have kind of fully developed, and then make that decision. So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's kind of what I wanted to show you today. Appreciate your following, liking, and subscribing. Hope you have a blessed day. We'll talk to you later. See ya.